So I figured I would bring this series back into the new year. This is something that I started a couple years ago. It was a viewer requested video that really took off and a lot of you guys really liked here on the channel. And that essentially was these buying guide videos based off of a budget. So you probably remember seeing these, how I would spend $250 as a beginner, how I would spend $500 as a beginner, how I'd spend $100, that type of thing. And that's what we have here today. If I only had $250 to spend when building up a collection or starting a collection from scratch, these are the fragrances that I would gravitate towards first. So depending on who you are and what your outlook is, $250 could either go a very long way or it could only get you a couple things. For this video here, I was able to squeeze out 7 fragrances out of that price and we only went over budget by like $3. Now obviously you still have to factor in tax and shipping and all that stuff, but I did my best. So I tried my best to give as much variety as possible, depending on what your taste is, and also for different situations, spring, summer, fall, winter, date nights, formal, casual, all of that stuff. And also this is very obvious, but these prices that I'm referencing here are all off discounters, more specifically Fragrance Net. Currently at the time of me doing this video, they have all of these in stock at the prices that I reference. So that being said, I will link each one of them down below, direct links that will take you right there. And also importantly, I will have the 35% off link down below as well. I also referenced the prices using that link so that you're getting the best price possible. So if you want to get the best deal, hit that 35% off link. It automatically applies it to your cart. And from there, you can go through and add in whatever you want. I think all we have left to do now is start. So let's get us some. First up, Bentley for Men Black Edition. Violet, tangerine, papyrus, and cedarwood. So I really am a big fan of this one. And the reason why is because it has that Bentley for Men backbone, the heavy woods and a little bit of the spiciness, but with a nice freshness and, a much more approachable take on the scent in general. Of course, Bentley for Men Intense, the original Absolute are no strangers on the channel, but I do understand that from a beginner standpoint, those would be a little bit challenging. But with this one here, that violet gives it a nice fresh balance. The tangerine is up there at the top, giving it a nice orangey, citrusy, kind of fruity feel. But you get those woods, you get those musks. Ultimately, this one is still very, very masculine leaning, very upscale, very classy. And for the price of about $35, this one is a no-brainer. Actually, I was wrong there. I was on a little bit of a tangent. It's $31 for this. That is unheard of insane. I mean, normally when you get into this price range here, there's a whole lot of crap out there. So being able to sift through and find the gems is something that can be a challenge, but this is one of them. Highly recommend this one. It's a great kind of all-season type of scent, really, if you wanted it to be. But if you wanted to put a certain season, a certain time of year, I would say maybe spring, that time of year, but it could be a signature scent. Next up, a fragrance from Versace. This one is Dylan Blue. So I knew I wanted to put a Versace in here just because they're kind of a relatively high-end brand, but at a mid-range price. Ambroxan, bergamot, and incense are some of the notes. Now this one comes in at $44 as a tester with cap. And that's another thing that I wanted to bring up here really quickly. All of the ones in here that I include as a tester also come with a cap. So that way you can save even more money and still have essentially full presentation. Some of these here were testers. We could have saved some money that way, but it wouldn't have come with a cap. And I know some of you may not care, but a cap could be important to a lot of you. I know for me it is. So when I can, I try to only include the testers when they have a cap. And we're able to save like $6 or $7 by doing that. This is a blue fragrance, right? But it's one of the more affordable ones. Another option could have been Bulgari Aqua Atlantique, and I thought about that as well. But that one, to some people, kind of can be off-putting due to the heavy amount of aquatic nature, the seaweed, that sort of thing. I think all in all, starting from scratch as a beginner, Dylan Blue is hard not to include. It's hard not to have in your collection, especially at this price point. Performance is monstrous. Compliments are out of this world, crazy good. Quality is nice. This one's a winner. That one also could be an all year round signature type of scent. Works great. So this next one here is going to be more fall and winter appropriate, and even to some extent, if you limit your sprays, maybe kind of an evening out / potentially date night fragrance from Yope. This one is Yop Om Wild. Rum, pink pepper, and white tobacco. Very, very sweet, very, very loud, like a traditional Yop fragrance, right? So if you were to wear this one on a date, limit your sprays and be careful with it. I know some people are probably freaking out at that idea. Yop Om flanker on a date. It can be done easily. It's called not being an overspraying idiot, basically, and just knowing how to limit your sprays here with this one. Do a spray underneath the shirt. You would be surprised at how inviting and sexy this one is once you get your nose on it. And once you smell it, you realize that it does have this nice sweetness. It has this coziness where it almost kind of wraps you up. It has this red, fruity, berry type of smell. The rum gives off a bit of a booziness, nice spicy touch from the pink pepper. This one is underrated, and it is criminally good. It's a shame that this one isn't talked about more than it is, which I don't even think I've seen it talked about before. Really, really nice stuff here at $35. Another one following a similar usage here, we have Wanted by Night by Azar. Cinnamon, fruity notes, tobacco, orange. You guys know the drill here with this one. But I felt like it would be, wise to put this one in here because of its sheer usability, compliment factor, quality at this given price point. So this one comes in at $44. Now they do have testers, but they are without a cap. So again, I decided to just throw in full presentation here. If you can live without a cap and your bottle just looks like this, which frankly doesn't look terrible, then you can save, a few bucks off of that price and maybe get something else. I mean, there's a reason why this one is at the top of the game and why it's being talked about so much. It is a true flanker done in the best way possible. Again, compliments are great, performance is great, for the price, quality is good. This one here, it just does it all in the winter time, in the fall time, just when it's cold out. Obviously going to be more nighttime oriented, but it can be worn during the day as well. If you're just starting out, get this one in your cart. Next up, we have Montblanc Star Walker. Bamboo, orange, and bergamot. This one comes in right at $22. So, very nice price here for this one. Now, forgive me, can't remember if that's a tester or if that's full presentation. It might be tester. I think it is. It is tester because full presentation was $25 and tester is $22 with a cap. This one's very tropical, kind of has this vacation type of smell. That's kind of the mood it puts me in. Spray this one up in the air and I smell it. I'm just ready to hit the road and go to the beach or to the lake or something. But of course, it can be worn for anything really for the most part. If you wanted it to, it could be a signature scent. I do think some of the others in here are better, like Dylan Blue. I think that's probably going to be the best signature scent out of all of these. But this one could be, I would say more so its uses are going to shine in the summertime when it's very hot outside. You'll find that even some of the other fresher ones in here may not hold up as well when it's brutally hot because maybe they have a bit more going on. This one's basically citrus, fruitiness, musk, and bamboo, and that's about it. That's hard to mess up. This is also one that's going to be almost impossible to offend people with. It's so pleasant, so clean, fresh smelling that you just can't go wrong. And again, at about $22, it's kind of a no-brainer. Montblanc Star Walker, awesome stuff. So we have the last sweet fragrance for this video here. This one is sweet, but with this kind of fizzy, fresh balance. It's one that I'm a huge fan of. It is Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne. This one's got sugar, myrrh, boozy notes. I believe some leather in here as well. Now this one comes in at $48, so a little bit more expensive. It might actually be the most expensive. Yeah, pretty much is. Yeah, it is the most expensive one by a couple bucks, but it is. But I'll tell you, it's worth every single bit of $48, pushing $50. It seriously is. This is one of those fragrances that I could just spray all day long and smell it. I mean, it's that good for me. I don't know why it appeals to me so much. I mean, obviously it's a great scent, I think. But it's the mix. It's the balance here of this sweet, sugary myrrh, of this, hints of leather, but then this boozy touch. There's a little bit of a fresh fizziness. It's just such a unique combination that is kind of gourmand. I mean, this stuff is sexy. I mean, trust me, when you wear this stuff out, people are going to be wanting to eat it off your skin. Great fragrance here. Really, really nice. It's unique as well, which is not something all that common from Paco Rabanne. It's also not too terribly bubblegummy sweet like most Paco Rabannes. This one and Pure Excess Night are fantastic. I do think this one is more beginner friendly. That's why I included this one. But if you want something that's a little bit different, but still is going to have you standing out, smelling great, and getting great compliments, check out Pure Excess. Quality is also good. Performance is good. This is like big stuff here. I mean, if you're just starting out and you're already rocking something like this one, you are way ahead of the pack. And last up for this video, we have another kind of summer-oriented scent from Montblanc. So we have 2 MB fragrances. This one is Legend Spirit. This one's got watery notes, bergamot, citrus. Basically, to just get to the point here, it's an Invictus Aqua clone. Now, this one comes in at $29 for a tester. So these do also come with a cap. And actually, you can see on the back, maybe this is a sticker with the notes, and it does say tester. That is one thing that's cool. Typically, testers usually will give you a note breakdown on the bottle for obvious reasons when they're in the department store. So yeah, tester does come with a cap. I believe all of the Legends are like that. So this is one of those lines that you can scoop up testers of everything and save a good amount of money when it's all said and done. It's pretty nice. If you want Invictus Aqua on a budget, this is probably going to be your best option. It's not the best Invictus Aqua clone or, you know, the best Invictus Aqua smelling fragrance, but it is for the price. So my choice would be Versace Havas, which is not a clone. It is where Invictus Aqua was cloned off of. So Paco Rabanne cloned Versace. Havas would be my choice, even over Invictus Aqua 2018 these days. That one's about $70, pushing $80, quite a bit more expensive, and one would have taken up the majority of this video here. So on a budget, go Legend Spirit. If you can swing that extra money, you will be so thrilled with Havas. And I would say save your money and don't go for the 2018. I mean, if you think about it, if the 2018 is about $50, save up a bit more, spring for that extra. It's going to be worth it. Havas performs much better than the 2018, much more unique in my opinion. The quality is better. It's more smooth, more rich, better fragrance. But for the price, Legend Spirit is awesome. And you know what's funny is I would probably even take Legend Spirit over Invictus Aqua 2018. For me, what they did to that DNA after the 2016, it just kind of ruined it for me. Sure, it's more smooth, but it just lost that magic. Spirit, it kind of maintains a little bit of that. So this one's going to be your summertime casual scent. Nothing I would dress up, nothing that I would wear out in the evening, unless it's kind of a casual type of thing, partying, that sort of thing. It's such a fun, playful scent. That's what it's all about. If you're making memories at the beach, making memories on the lake, something like Legend Spirit should be at the top of your list here. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. That is how I would spend $250 as a beginner here in the new year if I were wanting to build up a brand new collection. What do you think? Did I do good? Not bad? Decent? It's a little bit overwhelming because not only do I have to look through probably 1,000 bottles or whatever I have, I also have to be very conscious of the prices and make sure what I'm choosing and what I have in mind is even available on discounters and not out of stock at the time of me putting this together. So it's a little bit tricky, but it is fun. It's kind of a challenge, and so I enjoyed it. Let me know down below, would you like me to bring this back to life? I know I've done these before, a year or two ago, but I have many new fragrances now. My collection is probably close to doubled the size of when I first started this series, and so I'm able to include some different stuff. Now obviously the 250 I didn't have too much room to work with, so there's going to be some repeats, Wanted by Night, everyone knows it, and so on. But once you get to a higher price point, you can experiment more. I think for $250 you are kind of limited, and so you might want to limit yourself to fragrances that are going to be very easy to get into, very mass pleasing. I will link all these down below to discounters. Again, Fragrance Net's where I reference these. Those links will take you right there. And remember to hit the 35% off link first before you get to shopping. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.